DevOps_Kubernetes. Real-time scenario-based DevOps Kubernetes. Interview questions and answers Part 4. Scenario 1. Your application is crashing repeatedly after deployment. How will you troubleshoot it in Kubernetes? Answer. 1. Check pod status. kubectl get pods. 2. Describe the pod. kubectl describe pod name. This shows events, reasons for failures, etc. 3. Check logs. kubectl logs pod name. 4. Multi-container pods. kubectl logs pod name, C container name. 4. Check readiness or liveness probes. They may be failing and causing restarts. 5. Look at resource limits. The container may be getting OOM killed. Out of memory. Scenario 2. You need to perform a zero downtime deployment. How will you do that in Kubernetes? Answer. Use a rolling update strategy with deployments. A. Create a deployment with proper configurations. Strategy. Type. Rolling update. Rolling update. Max surge, 1. Max unavailable, 0. B. Apply the changes. kubectl apply fdeployment.yaml. C. Kubernetes will gradually replace old pods with new ones while keeping the service available. Scenario 3. How do you roll back a failed deployment? Answer. Kubernetes deployment keeps a revision history. 1. Check rollout history. kubectl rollout history deployment name. 2. Rollback to previous version. kubectl rollout undo deployment name. 3. Rollback to a specific revision. kubectl rollout undo deployment name to revision equals rev number. Scenario 4. Your application needs to access a database password securely. How do you manage that in Kubernetes? Answer. Use Kubernetes secrets. 1. Create a secret. kubectl create secret generic db secret from literal equals password equals midpass. 2. Reference in pod. env. Name, db underscore password. Value from. Secret key ref. Name, db secret. Key, password. This keeps credentials out of your deployment YAML and source control. Scenario 5. A pod is in crash loop backoff state. How will you fix it? Answer. 1. Check logs. kubectl logs pod name. 2. Use kubectl describe to look for OOM killed, image pool errors, or failed probes. 3. Check readiness or liveness probes for misconfiguration. 4. Verify container startup commands or entry points. Scenario 6. How do you expose an internal application to the external world? Answer. Use one of the following. A. Node port. Exposes service on a static port on each node. B. Load balancer. Creates an external load balancer on cloud. C. Ingress. For advanced routing, SSL termination, etc. Example for ingress. API version, networking.k8s.io/v1. Kind, ingress. Metadata. Name, myingress. Spec. Rules. Host, myapp.example.com. HTTP. Paths. Path. Path type, prefix. Backend. Service. Name, my service. Port. Number, 80. Scenario 7. You want to run a one-time batch job. How do you do it? Answer. Use a Kubernetes job. API version, batch v1. Kind, job. Metadata. Name, batch job. Spec. Template. Spec. Containers. Name, job. Image, busybox. Command, C, echo hello world. Restart policy, never. Scenario 8. You want to ensure only one pod runs at a time for a specific task. What would you use? Answer. Use a job with parallelism, 1 and completions, 1. Or, for recurring tasks, use a cron job with concurrency policy. Concurrency policy, forbid. Thanks for watching. Stay connected for more videos. Please like, share and subscribe.